So the ground floor framing went up in one day, which is impressive.
Yep.
Why have we opted for this project to go with prefab walls?
The reason going prefab over conventional stick framing, one, we've got the winter, we're in the middle of winter at the moment, so we've got to be mindful of that. We don't have the luxury now of those long, nice sunny days, so we need to ensure that we get the frames up quick. There's less wastage on site, rubbish. Two, we can also get the house wrapped a lot sooner and get it watertight, so we can start working on inside and hopefully picking up time with our schedule.
And that's a really important part of building a high performance home, is keeping these frames nice and dry and getting that wrap on really quickly.
Yep.
So we're racing the rain a bit this week. What is the goal for this stage?
So the goal is, and it has been challenged in the past week with the amount of rain that we've had, it's caused a couple of delays, but unfortunately, you know, we've got to persevere. So what's remaining is we've got the upper frames just to complete upstairs.
Yep.
There's probably about a day's work, followed by looking at then getting the trusses delivered and installed upstairs. And then we can move straight on to wrapping the roof, getting the roof cover on to ensure that we can get inside a little bit sooner.
Okay, so what are the key things that we've done here for the frame to support a high performance build?
Well, just a few little basic changes that we've been able to do is conventionally, frames are normally at 450 centres. We've now gone to a normal of 600 centres.
So this is the depth across here.
This is the width between your studs that allows us to get in more insulation, and the thermal performance of the house is a lot greater.
And obviously getting more insulation in the wall cavities is key to a high performance build.
Is key, yeah, definitely overall. Another little tweak we've made is looking at rotating our noggins. Typically they're horizontal. We've requested that they now are vertical, so this can allow for insulation floor to ceiling without any disruption or thermal break between the insulation. Just bypass the nogging now and continue it all the way up the wall.
Right, so alleviating the thermal bridge here is a good thing.
It's a great thing, yeah. And it all contributes overall.
And tell me about the Californian corners.
Yeah, so typically a normal stud set up in a corner often leaves you with a bit of an awkward gap where you typically can't get into. So in this situation, we've been able to reconfigure the studs in this corner. So again, we can run our insulation into this internal corner. Also too, if we look at the opposite side, we can now run it all the way back in.
Yeah.
And complete that on an external corner.
Because on a regular build, how would that be placed and how would the insulation?
Typically another stud here and another stud beside it. And normally you can't get anything in that external corner. And over the course of, I guess, the job, there is a number of external corners on a house that you can't necessarily get in and insulate.
So essentially, you would be missing insulation if you didn't do a California corner.
That is correct.
Like this.
Yep.
Wonderful.
And in our circumstance, we need to get as much insulation into these external walls as possible.
So what do we actually do at the framing stage that is going to prepare us for our wall wrapping?
Right, so I guess at our planning stage pre-construction, we have a fair idea and understanding of where balconies may be protruding. There could be certain beams that might be coming out of a wall. At those particular stages when we do start our framing work, we need to be mindful that how actually are we going to wrap those areas? And most conventional or builders out there, they'll probably leave the wrapping once the frames are complete, whereas we might be putting in provisions at that stage around those certain areas. So come time when we do go to wrap, we're able to get a nice airtight seal because we've been able to get the wrap in before that component has actually been put onto the frame.
Can you give us an example of a provision or something where you would need to wrap earlier on than the actual wrapping stage?
Basic example might be where we could have a balcony that comes off the house. Well, it might be a good idea to look at putting in provisions there for a wrap before that balcony gets put onto the face of the house and gets built out. And then that way we can bring our wraps in from all sides and we're able to tape to it to ensure that we have that, as opposed to trying to get out underneath the balcony up the sides on top, you know, which really you could achieve, but it's really difficult.
So it seems like there's a lot of work that goes in at the framing stage to assist in that wrapping stage.
Yeah, you've got to be on the front foot and thinking about what's coming up.
And how, I guess, it all comes together.
That's right. So as an example, we'd be using our wall wrap. I'm just going to use this bit of paper as the example. We would put our wall wrap, our ex-designer wall wrap, and if this was going to be a balcony coming off, it'd be a great idea to get that wrap on before we fix this wailer onto the wall. So at a later stage, when we do go to wrap the house, we can bring our wall wraps down and actually fix it to our earlier provisions that we've put on. Because if you happen to do that a lot later, it's extremely difficult to get an airtight seal around these components. So it's always good to think in front of where things are going to be down the track when we do go to wrap the house.
So this is a custom home, but going prefab sounds like it's saving money too.
Yeah, it does actually. So what it does assist us with, it can save on time, It can save on rework. Again, being winter, allows us to get the frames up, get the roof on, get it wrapped as quickly as possible, and it's more efficient.
And I guess saving on, the labour of actually putting the frames up, because something like this type of a project, what would the time take to build stick framing versus a prefab build? How long would that take? And
well, approximate durations could be the difference between 1 week to potentially 3 to 4 weeks.
It's a long time to have extra labour on site.
Absolutely, and then throw in some inclement weather there, and that can often prolong your time frames once again.
Yeah. Great. What are we doing with
So late last week, so these are our trusses. We've got them craned in, purely just because of access and tightness on this side. So we've got them carefully craned in, all chocked up. Carpenters will be here very shortly, and they will then start lifting these up into position.
So obviously these are completed ones.
And yeah, that's right. And they'll start from that end, and as you can see, they'll start working back.
All the way across.
And they will fill out the roof, and then they'll jump on the opposite side. And here's one ready to stand up now, and they'll fill out that.
And what are the trusses used for?
Well, the trusses are the roof framing. So in this particular job, we've got the roof framing, which are your prefabricated trusses.
Yeah.
We'll have our plywood roof go on top of that, and then we'll have our Proclimer Adhero that will be our membrane on top of our roof, and then we'll follow on with our battening, counter battening, and then our roof sheeting.
Sounds like a very sturdy roof structure.
There's a bit of a process involved, yeah.
So Simon, I can see the boys have got a couple of roof trusses up here already.
Yeah.
How do these go? How do we sort of, get our wrapping system, and how do the trusses fit into the puzzle piece when we are doing the roof framing?
All right, so I guess to simplify it, we'll continue and do the completion of the install of your trusses.
Yep.
Followed by that, we'll have our plywood delivery. We then install the plywood on our trusses, and they're currently at 600 centres. So we'll have the roof fully plywood, and then from there we have what we call is our Proclimer Adhero, and that particular roof wrap is suited for a pitch of this.
What degree pitch is this roof
We're on
going to be?
2 degree pitch.
2 degree pitch, yep.
So the Adhero is set up for that pitch.
Yep.
We will then apply the Adhero to the roof, wrap it, and then followed by that, we then have our counter battening and our battening process.
So give me just the sort of structures. We've got
Trusses, plywood, our weatherproof membrane, which is our hero, our battens, and then the installation of our roof. So there's quite a build up there.
Bit of a build-up system there. Yeah.
Absolutely. And that's going to guarantee that this house and the roof itself won't leak.
So behind me, we've got this absolutely magnificent view of the ocean out there. The clients have got their master bedroom with uninterrupted views. Tell me about this space and what the benefits are of how we've designed it.
Absolutely. So, as I've mentioned, undisrupted views out here. We've got north facing, so we're capturing all that sunlight during the course of the day.
You can see it just flooding through this space.
It's going to flood through here. We're also incorporated a couple of skylights, one into the walking road just to my right, another one just here in the corridor to assist. And as we come down here, we enter the master ensuite.
Now, I know we've designed this in a way our clients have, they really wanted everything to have its own space. So we've got a lot of cabinetry in here, but we also wanted this to not be sort of tight and clustered. So this space here, we've got quite a large shower. As you can see, the opening in here, it's quite a large space, but we've also made sure that we've really lightened up the space by having a south-facing window here.
Absolutely.
And then some really nice, large, oversized cabinetry cabinetry, but I think the hero of this is this north-facing sun that's able to flood right through from the front of the house down to the back of the home.
Yeah, it's going to be lovely once it's all finished.
So obviously we're coming out of the master bedroom.
Yes.
And as we come in here, we've got this huge open kitchen, living, dining, and you can see that north sun is just absolutely flooding through here.
It's beautiful.
So talk to me about what we've got on the north and the west elevations here and why we've done it that way.
Right, so we've designed the home to suit the orientation, but not only that, we've also got beautiful scoping views.
Yeah.
So it's really worked out well. So across the front we have our master bedroom, we have our living area, which then flows out onto the upper balcony. And then as we sweep across around to the, I guess, the western elevation, we've got these large open windows here, which will be able to just keep that sun coming through and lighting up this to be a lovely, beautiful kitchen area.
I was just about to say, I was hoping that that would all be windows because we've got the bay over here toward Geelong, and you can just tell we've just got uninterrupted views through here. So it's nice to see that, you know, we're really taking the outside in, and it just looks beautiful, the view from here.
Yeah, so looking forward to evolving.